Hello! Okay. Okay. Properties. Chapter 1. Okay. Okay, come on. Why isn't it showing up? Hello to whoever's watching. Sorry, it's just taking me 1 second. Okay. So it's saying... That's weird. Let's just try and get this sorted out. Nope, not this one. Let's go to chapter 1. There we go. Let's put this down here. Boom. Perfect. There we go. Alrighty then, everybody. My name is PDZAnimenerd, and today we are going to be playing some more Danganronpa Lapse. We're going to be playing Chapter 1. I hope you all will join me to complete this game. I'm really excited to complete it, and I hope you all are as well. Without further ado, let's just dive in. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to monitor the live. Okay. Sweet. Let's just skip our phone. Perfect. My phone is out. We are ready. Okay. So just letting everybody know who did not tune into the stream this morning, which was probably all of you. Basically, we just got introduced to the killing game, and all of our ultimate classmates are just kind of like, what's going on? Why are we doing this? And we have 7 days to be here. So, that's exciting. Alright then. Art. So, we're just stuck here in this weird luxury mansion for 7 days? What's 7 days anyway? It should be too hard not to kill anyway during that time, right? Art chuckles nervously, but the fact is such an inexplicable requirement like that existed in the first place was difficult to come to terms with. All you need to do is kill a fellow student without getting caught. What kind of awful rule is that? Please, please, don't joke about the matter. Although I noticed the announcement rules didn't outright state that we necessarily needed to kill to begin with. Let's hope there's nothing tragic will happen here. Despite the loophole Missy mentioned, the pressure of killing game being presented loomed over us, crushing whatever sense of comfort we initially had. There's no use to be glaring at each other in silence. We ought to continue the mansion investigation. Missy shook off the terrible feeling and went about her way to search once more. Investigate? How could she have such a thing after something so scary just happened? Missy is an interesting person, being able to stay composed in a time like this. With nothing left to do, we departed from the atrium. But the voice... Oh, my mouse is showing up this time. Yay! But the voice continued to haunt me as I left the room behind. Wahaha! That awful cackle in my ears filled me with dread. Upon leaving the atrium, everyone dissolved to do their own thing to pass over the time. To pass the time. To pass the time until what? The announcement said tomorrow the real fun will begin. What a horrible thing could they possibly have in store for us? I dragged my feet through the hallways. I felt like I was being suffocated by the decorated walls and furniture, the decorated students and their achievements. What have we gotten into? Hey, Echo. A familiar voice interrupted my thoughts. Hey, Ash. Can you believe this is a situation we're in? Hardly. I'm still reeling from being surrounded by students with super talents. Right. But honestly, I'm just really worried about you. Me? Yeah, the whole killing game seems to center around the ultimate title stuff, so I hope you're not dragged into it. Echo, you don't need to worry about me. I'm a lot tougher than you think. I've fallen off my horse more times than I can count, but I just get back up in the saddle. I can't help it might be a fluke or some kind of cool joke, but what if it's not? Look, I'm not going anywhere. If anything happens to me, I'm not going down without a fight. Ashley tried to reassure me multiple times that she wasn't going to get wrapped up in some kind of killing game, but... Despite her stubbornness, my heart sank further and further into darkness. For the game to exist in the first place is too awful to bear. I didn't want Ashley to reassure me that she wasn't going to die. I wanted to hear that the killing game isn't real at all. Ash, would you mind if I had some alone time? I'm still feeling overwhelmed. Oh, of course. Let me put in the chat real quick. Okay. Perfect. Oh, of course. If you need anything, I'll be spending time in the study until the evening. Take care, Echo. Ashley departed for the study, and I went back to my personal room. It was all too much. I threw myself onto the bed and let my body slowly sink into the comforter as I sank into my thoughts. I wondered the events of this supposed vacation in my head. I woke up in an unknown room with nothing to my possession. In a panic, threw the door open to find my best friend Ashley Westbridge, the ultimate jockey? That's right. She's the ultimate jockey. Supposedly won 84% of her races, whatever that means. Regardless, she neglected to tell me of such things during our friendship. Ashley and I teamed up to explore what we discovered to be a mansion. After seeing a handful of students, we discovered 9 out of 10 of them had something called an ultimate talent. There's someone who doesn't have one, and it's us. Okay, that's right. What is this? This is actually pretty engaging. It's like a way to resume what's going on, because this was being released chapter by chapter, so I could see why they're doing this. So that's really cool. I don't seem to have an ultimate talent. I speculate that maybe I don't remember it, but I've never had any particularly interesting memories pertaining to an ultimate talent if that were the case. I was in a state of disarray. After being overwhelmed by the immense talent everyone encompassed, I felt the urge to escape. I ran to the foyer's door and was electrocuted. I went zappy zap. Okay, that's right. Upon grabbing the door handle, the shock was sent through me, causing me to pass out. I lost consciousness and woke up some time later in Forte's room. After the shock, the rest of the students became concerned. Our group split up the next morning and searched the mansion for any signs of a trap. In the middle of the search, we were summoned to the second floor atrium. There, we had some horrific news. We're a part of a killing game. That's right. A creepy announcement informed us that we were going to be trapped here for 7 days, and the only way to escape was to kill someone. Sorry, I accidentally closed the chat on my phone. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Also, thank you to the individual who is joining us. I hope you enjoy the stream. Feel free to interact in the chat, say hi, whatever you want. It'll be exciting. And not to mention the real fun will begin tomorrow. It was all so strange, almost unreal. Okay, guys, I'm kind of excited, not gonna lie. Okay, no, I just wish it were unreal. I just wanted to go back home. I wanted to go back to the comfort of complacency and knowing my place. It's not real. It's not real. Before I knew it, I had fallen asleep, lost in my thoughts. Lefestin? Chapter 1, Lefestin. Interesting. I hope that... Oh, that kind of makes me think that something bad's gonna happen to what's her name? Pandora. Pandora, the ultimate baker. Because she used French, so I hope nothing bad happens. I woke up from my brief sleep spell. Oh, I must have dozed off. I stood blankly around at my personal room inside. Why can't this weird situation just be a dream already? I took a peek at the clock behind my bedside table. 12 p.m. Maybe I should walk around and see how everyone else is feeling about this. Oh, also, for whoever's watching, I want to know if this is too loud. Because I can't quite... I'm listening to it on here. It doesn't sound too loud. Okay, perfect. Yep, it doesn't sound too loud. Okay. I made the way to the foyer. There are a few people I'm particularly curious about. Okay, wow. Okay, so in free time, I want to know about Canon. She's the ultimate photographer. I looked all around but couldn't find Canon anywhere. I guess she's in her personal room. I didn't want to bother if that was the case, so I moved on. Okay, Lyle was interesting. I don't know who... Ooh, we could just spend time with Ashley. Our homegirl. I don't know, like, we know Ashley pretty well. I think I want to hang out with, what's his face? Forte was really nice to us. Canon is ghost mode right now. So... let's go hang out with Lyle. I don't know why, but suddenly I feel like they need to talk to Lyle. Lyle was nowhere to be found. I guess he's off solving the killing game puzzle. Ashley? Oh, okay. Hey, Echo. I was just reading about this painter named Marcel Osterzone. Apparently people think very highly of their work. Would you like to see? I learned about the Renaissance painter thanks to Ashley. Ash, how did you hear about the preservation project? I heard about it from word of mouth. I have some Ultimate Talent colleagues that were talking about it, the preservation project, so I signed up for it along with my friend, the Ultimate Race Car Driver. Wow, jockey and race car driver. That's a pretty high stakes tag team. Interesting. In this world, they make it seem like there's so many ultimate people, which is interesting. Well, you know how it goes. Birds of a feather flock together. I can't help but wonder whether or not he made it in. I'm sure he did. He's probably in a different group. Maybe. It's just, last I spoke with him, they got in a huge fight. Ashley didn't seem to want to talk anymore. I said goodbye and let her have some time alone. Okay, wow. Okay, so Lyle's not available, Canna's not available. Why can't we talk to Art? I guess we'll talk to... let's talk to Missy. Oh, she's here. I can't sit still knowing there are questions to be answered. Would you like to join me in the investigation? I helped Missy search every corner of the foyer. I must confess something. I intended to join the preservation project as a part of their operating group once I heard about it. I thought my skills would prove useful. Really, what are you thinking about it now? I'm convinced the group must have been infiltrated. The group is known for bringing in many talents from around the world. For starters, under the Preservation Project Safe House was a large building with many wings for each group of Ultimate students. The groups were divided by window of time students signed up. In our case, we all signed up within a relatively close time frame, creating a group of 10. Individual groups were offered a class project to work on together, utilizing all the unique skills in their pool. Wow, that sounds interesting. Sure, it would have been interesting to participate as well, but alas. Other Ultimate students, huh? I'll let Missy continue investigating in peace. Okay, I guess we're just gonna be able to talk to everybody. Let's talk to Cyrus. Look for Cyrus. Hello, Echo. Have you come to relax for a bit in the spa? Feel free to join me. I settled in with Cyrus for a relaxing moment. It's interesting that the announcement would state signing up for the Preservation Project is in actuality a ploy to set up for this cruel game. I never heard of any such slander about the Preservation Project before. What do you know about the project? Just as much as any other student who signed up, it's a group that protects Ultimate students from extreme natural disaster. To preserve humanity's future, that's their goal. It would be unfortunate to lose those people who befet the world, right? Makes sense. I'm still confused as to why I'm here, though. I saw myself out as Cyrus continued to relax in the spa. And I guess let's do Forte. I'll look for Forte. Welcome to the stage, Echo. I was just admiring the selection of props backstage. Would you like to try some? I awkwardly tried on some hats and masks with Forte. This killing game, it can't be our reality, can it? I mean, the Preservation Project. What am I saying? They can't be related. Sure, the group has been infiltrated and is pulling a horrible prank. What is it anyway? It's a group that provides safe housing for Ultimate students, protecting them from earthquakes and other extreme natural disasters. Ooh, pardon me. It has a reputation for taking in small groups of students at a time, since the news of it is passed along solely by word of mouth. Once enough students sign up, a number of them will let in. In our case, it seems to be the message got out to the 10 of us. Word of mouth? Yes, a lot of Ultimate students often flock together in small communities within their areas, since they're often outcast by the average people. I personally heard it when they acquired the Ultimate radio host. This helps spread the message to my community. Oh my gosh, hello to our second viewer. Feel free to message in the chat if you want to, I don't know, talk or chitter chatter. I don't know, whatever. Ultimate communities. I thank Forte for spending time with me and left the theater. Okay, we've talked to everybody, so I'll say no one. Oh, they left. Unfortunate. After spending some time with my fellow classmates, I found my way back to the dining hall for dinner. There, I was met with a small group who had just also begun eating dinner. It seems this is everyone for dinner today. Oh man, what kind of class only has 5 students? One that's lost its unity, apparently. It's a little disheartening to see that half of our group gathered here. Well, it isn't strictly required that we all have dinner together. I saw Say and Kana in passing. I believe they had dinner much earlier than us and were just leaving. Say's a pretty shy girl, so I can understand maybe she doesn't want to be around a large group of people. In canon, she's awfully mysterious. Well, there's no use wondering about them. They're their own people, so we shouldn't question their actions. Even if they're suspicious? And for that matter, doesn't the killing game frighten any of you? I voiced the question that's been ruling my thoughts. I mean, there's really no one capable of that sort of thing, is there? My question was met with silence. Oh. I was like, why isn't this doing? And it's like, oh, never mind. Okay, back to the game. My question was with silence. Echo, I understand you might be afraid right now, but it won't do you any good to worry. You're only going to run yourself ragged, thinking about frightful possibilities. Yeah, Missy's right. It's just some dumb announcement from out of nowhere. So what's the threat? Precisely. We shouldn't make ourselves sick with anxiety for something that hasn't invoked any consequences. Plus, if this were a killing game, Why would they give us such nice amenities? Why not just throw us in a creepy locked building? Wouldn't that pressure us into further into killing each other? To escape an unknown scary building? I wonder. Regardless, we shouldn't dwell on the specifics of something so mysterious and harmless. Let us enjoy each other's company and the fixings of this mansion to its fullest. Thank you for such encouraging words, Missy. Missy knows how to keep us level-headed, that's for sure. She's the definition of cool. With the atmosphere lightened up, we continue our dinner with lively chatter. This is very interesting. Like, I like this cast of characters. They're all unique. I mean, of course they're unique, like they're ultimates, but like, just something about them like really makes me like interested in these characters, which I think is really good, especially for a fangame like this. But I'm really pumped for it. Okay. I was glad to have such positive energy surrounding me. After dinner, we all departed to wrap the evening with our own activities. Ashley and I walked over to the living quarters to rest for the evening. But before going to our respective rooms, Ashley pulled me over to the end of the living quarters hallway. Ash, what's up? Echo, I've been thinking, I don't know how to say this. This killing game has me really worried. An ultimate battle royale. It's so fantastical and out of my realm. I can't possibly be involved in something like this, can I? I was kidding, but Ashley remained still with a serious demeanor. Well, you're here, aren't you? How else could you explain your high school plaque on your personal room door? That's true, but that could mean anything. It was probably just mistaken from a different student in my high school. You know what I think it means? It means I was right. Echo, being involved only results in ultimate levels of trouble. This game specifically curated for ultimate students managed to gain a collateral student participant. Ugh. Cannot read. Oh my gosh. This game is specifically curated for ultimate students managed to gain a collateral student participant simply by association. Me. Ash, what are you saying? I don't want you to worry about me. Yes, I can protect myself, but it's more than that. I remember the night you dropped me off after we had dinner. You couldn't walk me to my house. I did in fact make it to the house in one piece, but I looked back out on the street and I noticed something strange. I saw smoke. It was coming from the direction you dropped me off, so I assumed the worst. I wanted to run out there and see what happened, but the only thing I could remember after that was that sharp pain and then black. Right? I must have been a target or something. Someone must have subdued and captured me. And at the same time, you as well. I can protect myself, but I want you to keep your distance so whatever happens to me doesn't come to harm you as well. Ash, how could you say that? We're best friends. I can't abandon you at a time like this. Echo, I need you. It's for your safety. It hurts me even to think about it, but I don't want you to be in danger because your relation to me is a close friend. I couldn't believe what was happening. Ashley's face was pained with remorse. She only wanted to keep me safe, but in return it meant we need to be apart. Ashley and me will not hug before retiring to her room for the night. I hope this isn't like a Sayaka situation, for those of you who know Danganronpa. But it's just like, this is a lot different than like Sayaka. But like, I hope that she just doesn't die, and then it's like something weird. Because Sayaka was fake as heck. But yeah. Why did this have to happen? I clenched my fists in frustration. Damn it! I pounded the wall trying to process everything when I heard a gentle voice. I'm so sorry for what just happened. I looked behind me for the source of the voice. It was Pandora. Oh, like where did this like she just went ghost mode on everybody. She's like, "Hi, I'm the ultimate baker. I'm your friend, but also no. I'm going ghost. You're not going to find me." It was Pandora. Her voice was barely a whisper. Pandora, you heard our conversation? I apologize. I didn't mean to eavesdrop. I was only nearby because I wanted to talk to you privately. Me? Yes, I was wondering, does this message mean anything to you? Pandora pulled a small paper out of her apron pocket. The note had two small symbols on it, along with some text. If you recognize one of the symbols depicted, then you finally found me and are safe. Please do not speak of this note's existence. Trust no one but yourself. Upon closer inspection, the symbols were similar to the ones the announcement showed. What does this mean? Do you recognize either of them? I can't say I do. Oh, that's unfortunate. I don't know what it means either. I was wondering what the note meant by you are safe. It sounds like there's someone here might be connected to whoever's controlling the announcements. Basically, there might be a spy. I thought the same. She tucked the note away back in her apron pocket. However, that wasn't really what I wanted to talk to you about. I wanted to say, I feel like you're a very special person. I can't really explain it, but it's like you have a strong aura about you. Thank you. She smiled and went on. Echo, I think you might be an ultimate student is some kind of extravagant existence. But you forget that there's beauty in the ordinary as well. Even if we do have ultimate talents, we're still regular people, just like you. Waking up with bed's heads, sometimes showing up late to our appointments. We're just a little more preoccupied with one particular thing than most. Thank you, Pandora. Pandora managed to quell the worry in my heart. But it's a pity what happened between you and Ashley. I don't know what to think anymore. One moment, Missy is telling me not to believe a word the announcement says, but another moment, Ashley is cutting ties with me in firm belief of the dangers of the game. What am I supposed to do? I don't know either. It's difficult to say what's in store for us ahead. But we must keep faith and live on one moment at a time. The lights started to dim as Pandora smiled at me one last time. Oh dear, it looks like the nighttime has come. Well, bonne nuit. Bonne nuit, Echo. And please don't tell anyone about this note. I don't want to cause any unnecessary trouble. I feel like this note is the key to many mysteries of this place. Trust me, I won't. Good night to you too, Pandora. Oh no. Oh my gosh, I feel like Pandora's gonna die. No! Day 3. Okay, day 3 out of 7. Okay, I open my eyes to the now familiar colors in my room. Sigh, I looked at the clock on my bedside table. 7:28. I turned the alarm off before it rang and steadily got out of bed. It had only been 2 days and I somehow claimed to the sleep schedule. I wonder if anyone's in the dining hall for breakfast. I made my way to the dining hall, stopping in the foyer to gaze at the mysterious electrifying doorway. In the dining hall, there were a few students just starting breakfast. Good morning! Good morning, Echo. Please help yourself. I made some muffins with citrus today. Hopefully it'll energize you. Nothing like a hearty, satisfying breakfast to start the day. Haha! Ruling with the same crew as last night, except I guess Ashley was switched in before Pandora. My heart hurt when Art mentioned Ashley. Pandora must have noticed and sat close to me. Here, I made lemon squares for you. Ashley told me in passing that you liked lemon. She did? So Ashley's still looking out for me. Thanks, Pandora. Can you tell her thank you for me as well? Of course. We continued our leisurely breakfast as we shook off the night's slumber. No one else came in for the duration of our stay. In the dining hall, however. It's now 9 a.m. Please assemble in the second floor atrium for a special announcement. I'm sorry, I'm really trying hard. Yeah, anyway. After the announcement ended, I mechanically started to get up from my seat when Art loudly kicked his feet up on the table. No way! Art leaned back in his chair and pouted. We're not going to listen to your creepy announcements, you hear? He waggled his finger aimlessly at the ceiling. I wonder what happens if we refuse to assemble. Do we want to test this passive protest? Why not? I'm curious as well. Hey, isn't this dangerous? I agree, it might be risky. The only risk so far has been from when Echo actively tried to escape. When I just got blown up by the door. Oh my gosh. The past 48 hours have been nothing but casual to us. However, after moments of silence, The painting above the fireplace switched to an announcement emblem. It was the Killing Game announcer. So, welcome to day 3. So it plays regardless. I sat down and allowed the announcement to disrupt our breakfast time. Are you all comfortable having a nice breakfast, having fun sleeping in? That's great to hear. Today we'll be reviewing the rules of our lovely killing game. They are as follows. The student will enjoy an idealistic lifestyle within the provided walls for the duration of 7 days. At the end of the 7 days, whoever survives is awarded the ultimate prize. Activity amenities such as the second floor are open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Breaking major assets, kitchen refrigerator, theater lights, etc. is strictly prohibited. To expedite the process towards the ultimate prize, one must kill a fellow student without getting caught. Pretty standard boring stuff. But I have an extra gift for you all to make you all stay extra nice. That gift is a special question. It's a little thing we like to call the forced motive question, to get the murder inspiration creative juices flowing. Our forced motive question for today is, are your talents a true representation of who you are beyond your talent? Stew upon these brain-teasing inquiries as you carry on with your communal lives. And who actually went to the atrium gets an special prize. Yeah, I know. No one wants to go to the second floor to hear some crappy announcement. So whoever followed the rules and got a little something something, if you know what I mean. If no one gets killed by the end of the day, you're all goners! Come on, you all, make it happen. The bizarre announcement cut out, painting returned to its original form. So the thing is they're trying to give us to motivate murder is a question. I wonder what this prize was. Like, can I just know that? That's my question. Anyway. I don't understand. Are we meant to discuss the question with each other? Perhaps, unless anyone has any skeletons in the closet, I believe it is only fair to share our thoughts on the subject. I sheepishly ducked my head, but Missy caught me. Echo, why don't you lead us in our discussion? You are the most qualified since you sit in a rather gray area when it comes to ultimate talents. Which isn't to say you're not included, but I think you have the most neutral viewpoint that is appropriate for judgment. Sure, if you say so. I want to talk to homegirl Pandora! Who am I beyond my talent? Honestly, I wouldn't be anything without baking. Even in another life, I think I would always find my way back to baking. It's just in my soul. It truly represents all that I care for, in simplicity and sharing good food with friends. You really love baking, huh? Oh, it's everything! Okay. Oh, let's talk to Art, because Art seems pretty cool. Okay. Also, hello to everybody who's joining us in the chat. Feel free to shoot a message, ask questions, whatever. For those of you guys just jumping in, like, it's getting wild. So if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Is being a pro golfer a true representation of who I am? I don't really get it. I mean, I think it is. I haven't really expanded my interests outside of what I know, which is golf, so I can't really say anything else encompasses who I am. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think so. If you tried something new now, I think it might be disorienting to fail at it, since you're not so ultra skilled in it. Oh, yeah, that does make sense. Yeah, I like playing golf. I guess it's a simple sentiment. Let's talk to Cyrus. Cyrus is interesting because, like, he just exudes this, like, charismatic aura. For those of you who are just joining us, he's the ultimate charisma, essentially. That's what he is. Anyway, so Cyrus, yeah? What does ultimate charisma mean? Why, it's the mystifying ability to draw people to you with little to no effort. Some might equate charisma with charm, and in turn think that charisma has something to do with good looks, beautiful voice, overflowing wealth, etc. However, I think charisma actually lies simply in having a kind soul. People are swayed by those with a kind soul, be it they have a good intentions to follow through on, or bad intentions to take advantage of. I found myself absorbed in Cyrus's statement. I might even say you're rather charismatic yourself, Echo. Oh. In any case, to answer the question, I think my talent runs in tandem with my personality. They're separate parts of me, but I can't see one without the other. How would you describe your personality and talent? Cooperative. Okay. A political tactician, huh? It's not very glamorous. I'm often asked with knowing the burdens of misdeeds of many people in power. I'm often tasked with knowing the deeds and whatever. Ah! It's truly a curse to know how to lie my way out of a situation. How do you feel about being called the ultimate tactician, though? I don't mind it. It is what it is. It is the strength I've been blessed with, and would be lying if I said I took an interest in other things. I've always known my personality to be that of someone who informs. You just need to take the good with the bad. Self-assured as always. Everyone said similar things. That their talents run alongside their personalities. You can't have one without the other. What an odd motive. I would imagine talking about this kind of thing among peers would only reinforce relations. If they're trying to plant distrust, I'm not quite understanding the logic. I thought without the intention of the question, but all I could think of was that it might be to weed out spies. Which voluntarily led me to suspect the one person I would least suspect. Is something the matter, Echo? Nothing. I averted my gaze from Pandora. She had some kind of secret note that bore the strange emblems of our mansion announcers. What could it mean? Gosh. Sorry, y'all. I keep messing with this because I just got my ear pierced yesterday. Trying to show you guys. I don't know if you can see it. But, so it's just like, it feels really weird to wear headphones, so I'm probably gonna wear them like this. But yeah. If I may be so bold, I firmly believe that our ultimate talents are truly one and the same with our personality and characteristics. They are talents and skills born from a passion within. You simply cannot remove that aspect of a person without losing a part of them. It's a peculiar question indeed. The Breakfast Club wrapped up and with no other announcements to interrupt the morning. We all went off to do our own thing for the afternoon. I didn't have anything particular planned today, so I just started making my way to my personal room when... Hey, Echo! A loud voice interrupted behind me. What's up, Art? It might be weird to ask, but do you mind if I hang out with you today? I'm kind of curious about the other students' talent stories, but I didn't want to go running around the mansion alone. Why don't you ask one of the other students for breakfast? Huh? Oh, 'cause you're cool! Art's such a sweet guy! Oh, I love Art. Everybody misunderstands him. He's a great guy. The ultimate golfer. I mean, you're easy to talk to. I thought about asking Missy, but Missy's kind of imposing. Honestly, I get a little spooked around her sometimes. Besides, I can't find Lyle. I wanted to get another strategy meeting and start today and maybe help him figure out solving some stuff, but... So I was his second choice. Somehow he seems disappointed. Oh, sure, I guess. I wasn't really planning on doing anything today. Cool, then let's get going. It seems I got roped into exploring the other students' exploring with other students' opinions on the force motive question with Art. Okay. Gosh, I really don't know who to talk to. And those of us who just joined, they wouldn't know who Say, Canon, or, well, I mean, they might know who Forte is. They would know who any of these people are. Ah! Oh no! I mean, is there, like, for all of you who are in, is there anybody you want to go talk to, get to know? Say is the ultimate watchmaker. Canon is the ultimate photographer. Forte is the ultimate opera singer, and Lyle is the ultimate puzzle master. So I'll give it like a minute or two before I make a decision. But yeah, feel free to put in the chat who you want me to hang out with and learn about first. But for the time being, like, I hope everybody's doing well today. We're almost time for Thanksgiving, which is great. But yeah, I'm just playing some Danganronpa. Okay. Okay. I'll go with canon for now then. Since I'm not seeing anybody in the chat. Yep. I'm gonna go with canon. Let me give it a second for the stream to catch up before I make that decision, before I do anything. Okay, we're gonna go with canon. Canon can't. Art, canon can't avoid us forever. We're gonna find her. Canon was in the atrium, photographing some greenery in the center of the Grand Hall. Art and I hid behind some bushes, watching quietly. I know you two are here. Be quiet until I'm done. We watched in silence as he snapped various photos of the plants. Out with it. What do you want? Echo was curious about your talent in relation to the force motive question. Way to throw me under the bus, you coward. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I just wanted to hear your thoughts. There's not much to say. I know who I am. I'm a photographer, behind-the-scenes kind of person who brings others' visions to life and captures them for eternity. Was this rehearsed or what? No. I just know who I am. With a certainty. Canon stops the conversation for us and leaves on that note. I guess that's that. So I guess we're gonna go let's talk to Lyle. Art and I looked around for Lyle, but he remained as elusive as ever. Okay, Forte, let's go talk to Forte. Ah, Art and Echo, what brings you here? Art was curious about your opinion of the... Oh, sorry. Art here was curious about your opinion of the force motive question. Yeah, why opera? Sorry, I got a text. Yeah, why opera? Isn't it boring? Art full of tact, I see. It's quite the opposite. Art really out here talking to the ultimate opera singer like, why is that your talent? Isn't it boring? Oh my gosh. It's quite the opposite of boring performances. It's quite the opposite of boring. Performances are very rich and can shake a viewer to their core. Opera is a wonderful art that combines raw vocal emotion with the physical beauty of expressing yourself, your very being. Oh. Wanna hit us with some bars? Oh no, I couldn't perform under these conditions. What conditions? Why, the conditions of the heart, of course. And, why is that? Well, you see, I haven't been able to properly express myself since a tragedy struck my hometown. We lost a friend in the community. Sir Hyde, one of our most loyal friends. He favored long walks and wind in his ears. Wait, is he talking about what I'm thinking he's talking about? You lost your dog? Art! Yes, I'm still random. Gosh dang it. I lost my dog. I'm sorry, that sucks, man. It does. I suppose it's different experiencing tragedy than performing it. Ah, precisely. I've been troubled since. Sorry to bother you. We'll leave you be. Worry not, I'll be alright. So we didn't really get an answer to our question. I think we did. He's kind of a dramatic guy, sure, but I think he's very in tune with his emotions. Just like opera. Art was satisfied with the answer and nodded. Ah, okay, it's time for Say. Will we find Say? Art and I saw Say in the kitchen poking at the digital screen. Oh, I haven't eaten since yesterday. Say, what's the matter? Ah! Oh, it's no use. I don't know how to use the screen thing. It doesn't register my taps. Huh? You need to tap your bracelet to the screen first, and then you can choose the meal. She raised her right arm and scanned her bracelet to the screen. This is embarrassing. I'm not right-handed, so I didn't think about it. Glad I could help. Say poked at the digital screen, ordering a rice porridge with pickled vegetables. Eat up, Say! Echo, let's get something too, so she doesn't have to eat alone. Art, Say, and I shared a small meal together. After we finished, Say quietly sat in the dining hall and fiddled with her rings. Then she let out a big, exasperated sigh. It's really no use. What's wrong? I can't get used to anything around here. It may be because I'm kind of forgetful, but I went so long without eating because I couldn't figure out the menu thing. You shouldn't go so long without eating. If you need anything, you can always ask one of your friends here. Friends? Or was that too forward? No, it's just I don't talk to you all too much, so I didn't believe you thought of me as a friend. Oh, that's cute. She gave us a little smile. Aww. I feel good now. Honestly, I feel good that we made her feel good. She sat there, but I saw a small smile turn the corner of her lip. So, right down to business. Business? We came by to ask you about the question thing. The question thing? You mean the force motive question? Yeah, a group of us were talking about it in the dining hall over breakfast, and we were wondering if you had any thoughts about it. I don't know. It seems really straightforward. I'm a detail-oriented person, and watches are full of little mechanisms. Although I guess can get lost in those details and miss the big picture. Like, just now. Yeah, I don't really understand what the question is supposed to be all about. Sorry. No worries, we don't know either, so we're going around getting everyone's opinion. Oh, I see. Well, good luck figuring it out then. Say clams up and quickly scuttles off before we could say anything else. She's kind of antsy, huh? Okay, so that's everybody. I mean, we talked to everybody. Oh! Perfect. I see, so we were supposed to go for Lyle last. Okay. After running around, we managed to catch Lyle as he was about to enter his room on the other side of the living quarters hall. Hey there, what's the good word? You're awfully casual for being so difficult to find. Yeah, we finally caught you! Huh? We were running around this whole building solving puzzles. We were running around this whole building looking for you. Ooh, I'm in hot demand, is that right? Yeah, we wanted to hear your thoughts on the motive question. We thought it might improve relations, getting to know everyone and all. Ah, that. Force motive question. It's not really a strong motivator, is it? What if I don't want to talk about it? I suppose you don't have to. Yeah, but we're friends. We should share stuff like this. And friends should know when to let up on the pressure. Oh, sorry, Lyle. Art looked down dejectedly. I'm sure Art didn't mean to press you so hard. It's fine. I've just done puzzles all my life, you know? I don't like thinking about who I am beyond my talent is all. I'm afraid I'm too boring without puzzles. You're not boring! You're plenty cool. I mean, look around. You got all those sorts of friends who think you're amazing for charging right towards solving the electric door. Right, Echo? Amazing is one way to put it. Yeah, Lyle. Don't beat yourself up. You have a gift. Thanks, guys. But hey, while we're on the topic, listen to this. I tinkered with the door and I managed to figure something out. Art and Lyle and I walked over to the foyer together. Here we are. Give the door a try. What? No, wait, does it mean we don't have to stay here anymore? Well, that's the thing, though. Go ahead. I gave Lyle a nervous look before reaching slowly towards the door handle. I gripped the door handle and I was fine. Wow, Lyle, you did it! I gave the door a push but hit something on the other side. What the? Is there a barricade or something? I think so. I managed to disable the electric door, but the physical barrier is an issue now. I'm relieved that there's more layers to this task. What do you mean? It would have been too boring if I had just had to disarm a door. Despite the discovery, Lau is more satisfied with having more puzzles to solve than he was with removing a trap from the dangerous door. Here's something else that's interesting, though. After the 9 a.m. morning announcement, I saw Sei sneak downstairs in the direction of the atrium this morning. You think she actually went to listen to that announcement? I think so. After she came down, she went to the dining hall for a minute, but quickly left. I poked around in there and saw a note in the pantry. Lau showed me and Art the note, the same note that Pandora revealed in secrecy to me last night. Whoa, a secret note. So this is a so-called special gift. Yeah, I can only assume. The symbols don't match any symbols of the students that are currently here. I cross-referenced the note with one of the ones on our personal dorm rooms and got nothing. That is, if the note's symbols even belong to students. I remember Missy saying something about other students. Oh? You told me that the Preservation Project divides ultimate students groups across the different wings of the building. Maybe those are students from a different wing. So what would we do if we did know those students? It's not like we've seen them in our part of the building yet. Who knows? Could be morphogenic field theory. What? What the heck? Okay. Lyle muttered something under his breath. Morpho... what? Don't worry about it. It makes me wonder, though. Are we meant to be recognizing other students? For example, I believe I recall Ashley and Echo being friends before this. Am I wrong? No, you're right. I just thought it was just me, though. See, for me, I recognize Art School emblem, AA Academy, right? Yeah, how'd you know? I went to Rainmoth Institute. I remember seeing your school symbol when our schools merged. My school used to be called Sigil Prep High School before the merger. I thought you were so cool representing a whole school to influence a merger. That's kind of embarrassing. It was such a long time ago, I hardly remember it. Why not? It's amazing that you use your golf skills to make things happen. Our school has never been in better shape thanks to your help. Thanks. People complain that my games are interesting enough since I always get the same results. A hole in one. Anyway, Lyle, you're the cool one. What? How? I mean, like, use your deduction to figure out how to disarm a dangerous door. That's more utility than I could have ever imagined. It's nothing. The door doesn't even open anyway. It's still astounding, though. You could feel out every detail. Figure out what the deal is, even with the killing game announcement stuff. Oh yes, that's the end goal. I'm just working my way through all these small pieces they've given me. The two talked interjectedly as I awkwardly watched. Oh, sorry, we're over here talking your ears off, huh? Yeah, that's right. I'll take my leave now if you guys want to continue. Sure, it was fun hanging out with you. Okay, Art and I leave, chattering along the way. They really clicked, huh? Despite Art's lack of sensitivity. I glanced over the digital kiosk in the foyer looking for the time. 3 o'clock. It's already 3 in the afternoon. Nothing regarding the killing game has happened all day. I guess I should be relieved. I really wanted to find Ashley, but it seems like she's trying her best to avoid me. I suppose I'll just pass time in the study. I made my way to the study and skimmed the collection of encyclopedias. An interesting book called Odd Theme Parks Across the World caught my attention. I read an underwater theme park for some time. The park mascot was Lemur, chosen after. Ding dong, ding dong. Sorry, we need the ding dong bing bong. I looked from the book's pages towards the ringing sound coming from the ceiling. It's now 4 p.m. And no one has died yet? Ugh, how boring. Here's something that'll pump up your blood to shed some blood. Some inspiring, energizing music. Music? This one's a special request from many of you at home. Enjoy! Oh my gosh. The announcement finished and a catacopy of noxious noises started playing overhead. Ah, what kind of music is this? I dropped the book to cover my ears, but it was pointless. The sound was piercingly loud and reverberated through the halls. What the hell? Scouring the room, I looked for the speaker, hoping to block the noise, but my efforts were futile. I ran to the study, but the din kept pounding through my head and through the building. Where is everyone? I instantly went through the foyer, but it was no use. The door was disarmed, but it was still barricaded. What can I do? Oh my god! This is terrible! Oh my gosh. I'm gonna get a drink after this is done. Ugh! I was pounding. I could feel the reverberations in my body and my heart beating in my ears. And turning to the main doors, I saw a shouting movement at the top of the stairs. Hey, hey! I must have uttered a cry for attention, but it was drowned out by the noise. Instead, I went to pursue whoever was at the top of the stairs, hoping to team up with a classmate and come up with a solution to stop the noise. I hurried up the stairs but saw no one. Rather, I picked in the closest room, the spa lounge, and spotted Pandora lounging in one of the office chairs. Oh, finally, someone to help me figure out this horrible situation. No. No! No way. No, 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 no. She can't be. A noise continued in the spa lounge, but not as loudly. I managed to calm down, but found myself still annoyed at the obnoxious sound. Hey, Pandora, sorry to bother you, but did you hear the weird 4 p.m. announcement? She didn't react to my voice. How could she spend the time listening? The lounge chairs were comfortable. Was this the right occasion? I closed the distance between us and gently laid my hand on her shoulder to wake her. I felt time stop for a moment. My breath escaped one more time as I slowly came to realize what happened. The blood drained from my face as I froze at the sight of her. Uh, ah! There was no response from her. Pandora was dead. I knew she was gonna be Sayaka! I knew she was gonna be Sayaka! She just... Where's my drink? I'll be right back. I am so upset. Stop noise for anyone to help. 2 people came to the sound of my voice. What is it? Stop making so much noise. There's already a bunch of garbage playing in the speakers. It's Pandora. She's... Where is she? I led back to the spa lounge and their eyes trailed towards the horrific sight. Panda visibly flinched and stepped far back, almost as if she was trying to retreat from the room. Cyrus' expression was stone. A quiet anger emanated from him, almost palpable in the air. Okay, y'all, I need to change the title of this stream. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we lost Pandora! All I could do was stare in a cold silence. Suddenly, the noise quit and the announcement began. Ding dong bing bong. At last, a body has been discovered in the spa lounge. You will be granted a period of investigation and we will begin our class trial. Please accept this generous script as a special report called the Monokuma File. It will be printed in the digital kiosk and it outlines the details of our poor lost friend. Your lives depending on solving this case, so get on it. The announcement cut off and silence suffocated the scene. Investigation? They want us to investigate Pandora's dead body? And how dare that announcement call her a poor lost friend? It's their fault for invoking this game on us. Echo, please calm yourself. I know this is going to be difficult to deal with, but we must try to keep a clear head and figure out who committed this terrible act. His voice was firm, but I could see him clenching his jaw and his eyebrows furrowed as he looked back at the body. Ken, however, stood there unmoving. She neither moved nor spoke since we saw her flinch at the first sight. Right. The door flew open suddenly and I heard everyone clamoring to the spa lounge anyway. Say shrieked and immediately fainted. The rest of the students made their way in, but as soon as we saw the terrible sight, they were just as aghast. Someone really did the unthinkable! Who could have done this? Ah, this is too much! Oh. Pandora, why? Everyone seemed at a loss, with good reason for sure. Where could we even begin to investigate the murder of our friend? Misty broke the silence. The Monokuma file should tell us about the means of her death. We need to put our best foot forward in the investigation if we are to find this heartless culprit. Where do we begin? Does anyone even know the first thing about investigating a dead body? No one spoke up, but Misty pressed on. All we can do is investigate to our best of our ability. Even if there's a small, trifling matter that plays into this, keep in mind. I have a feeling that the class trial may be an unforgiving scene. It's such tragedy. Even more so, we must be the ones to find the culprit among us. Everyone visibly stressed, we all stood some feet away from the body, afraid of approaching the reality of our situation. The air was thick with tension, but Ashley cut through. Look, we need to get to the bottom of this. Someone killed our friend for some sick reason, if not for the ultimate prize. Murder is murder. Someone dies at another's hand, and one's life is taken away. There's no gray area about it. Ashley was furious. She marched over and gently laid her hand on Pandora's, sharing a moment of silence for her. Ashley was right. I was scared and shocked at the sight of our friend, deceased. But that was just the cruel, cold truth of somebody intending to end her life. Yes, we need to get to the bottom of this. The longer I looked at Pandora, the deeper image of her lifeless body burned into my mind and soul. She looked peaceful in a newfound endless summer. Pandora. I felt a fire in my heart. Pandora, our beloved friend, just a few days, was gone. I wish I knew her longer. I wish I could eat more of her pastries. I wish I could tell her how much I appreciate her presence. I wish. No, I must. I must discover who did this. That's right. We're gonna figure out who killed best girl Pandora. Okay. Despite my fervor, I was still anxious about investigating a body. It was only natural. Just this morning, Pandora was so animated, sharing her best breakfast pastries. But now, all signs of life left. I tried to work through nerves by just asking the others their thoughts on the situation. That is, if anyone had anything to say. Okay. Okay. Interesting, they all like react. I actually think I want to talk to Sei. Sei fainted as soon as she came to the room. Miss Forte was kind enough to carry her over to the chair off the side of the spa lounge. Okay. Sei, you're... Who's this? Is this me? Pandora was found dead in the spa lounge. Let's see what others have to say if I can muster anything. Okay. So I can't click myself. Let's talk to... I'm trying to think. Let's talk to Cannon. Don't talk to me. Cannon spoke through tightly gritted teeth. How come I always pick the people who aren't gonna talk? Okay. Let's see. Let's talk to Cyrus. I can't believe it. Just across the hallway and was completely oblivious to anything that happened. Where were you exactly? I was in the climbing suit doing what might expect there. I left the door wide open too. How could I not have noticed anything? Cyrus seems to have difficulty taking it in. Okay, interesting. Okay, let's talk to Forte. Is it really possible that the music provoked murder? I can't wrap my head around that being a motive for something so extreme, though. I agree. The wretched music was certainly irritating, but for someone to succumb to such a crime, and for what? Was the music really that motivating? See guys, so right now, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Sei killed her. I think Sei killed her. I'm gonna be 100% honest, just due to some context clues of her having her note, and us writing it off as like, oh, it's that. So I think it might be Sei, actually. Or let's talk to Lyle. Lyle, what were you thinking? To be honest, I don't know. There's not a lot on the scene to dissect. I expect a bit more keen observations from even Lyle was either stumped or too shocked to act. Okay, so let's save Ashley for last. I think I'm gonna be sick. I rubbed his back as he took deep breaths. This is gonna be a tougher to stomach than I thought. We're really getting nothing out of these people. We're not getting anything. How could this be? Pandora was such a strong soul. I could never amount to the spirit and compassion she showed for everyone. Missy's really admired Pandora. And then Ashley. Echo. It's selfish, but after I heard the announcement, I was relieved to see you standing in the room, but Pandora didn't deserve this. No one deserves this. I hope she didn't suffer. Ashley fell silent and stared at her lost friend. I'd never seen Ashley so angry. Okay. Everyone's initial reactions were about the same, distressed at least, to say the least. The Monokuma file sheds some light on Pandora's death. It looks like a considerable amount has been conveniently omitted, or rather the entire file has been paraphrased for the purpose of vagueness. May I take a look? Mindy handed me the black poster card size sheet. Okay. Victim, Pandora Esper. The victim's body was discovered at the second floor spa lounge. Okay. The victim suffered from strangulation. Estimated death is 1605. No further injuries detected. Cause of death, strangulation. But is that all the information we have? Unfortunately. However, we have yet to inspect the scene itself. I trust none of the first witnesses shifted anything around upon arrival. No, I didn't touch anything. I saw her body, ran out and yelled for help, which called Cyrus and Cannon. Neither of them approached her. Well, there's not much else we can do. I swallowed hard. I still was ready to confront the body, but I steeled myself regardless. Something deep in my heart told me I needed to do this. Echo, I know what you're thinking. It's hard, but we need to face her. Okay. Let's look. I think this... There's a small scrap of paper in the pool. What's that? Not sure. Carefully fish out the scrap not to tear it. Yep, it's that paper. It's impossible to read. It's ruined. It almost fell apart in my hands. Could this remotely be related to the case, though? Remember the announcement from Molly said there was a special gift for whoever went to the atrium. It's possible that note was supposed to be a special gift. Who can say? However, I noticed large ink blocks vaguely in the shape of something I'd seen before. I left the shards of paper on the side of the pool. When was that announcement again? can look at her. Just see if there's anything else in the room. Okay, I guess we'll just investigate her. It's Pandora's body. Pandora's bracelet, formerly a rose gold color like maroon, now vibrant neon pink. I guess it means she's gone. As difficult as it is, let's search the body and scene for clues. Missy was having a hard time looking directly at Pandora's body. Do you notice anything odd? I looked at Pandora's neck and saw it was red with stress. Not really, honestly can't tell what's odd and what it isn't. Let's think about it. If she was strangled, what did the culprit strangle her with? Good question. Do you think the culprit went to the Chimera and used a rope? Okay, that's interesting. But I will say, I was having a thought that it might... I'm kind of sus of Cyrus as well, I'm gonna be honest. Because I think what it might be that him being called the ultimate charisma might actually be wrong. He might be a climber. He might be the ultimate climber or like things like that. So that's what I'm thinking. It's either Say or Cyrus soft, like honestly hard sus on both of them. I shuddered at the thought. Our untainted eyes couldn't tell at all. We speculated, but it didn't lead our thoughts anywhere else. Is that really everything? I think that's all we can find. After investigating Pandora's body, I felt an exhaustion like none other. I was heavy from an inexplicable sadness that rocked my core. Is that really all we can do? It's hard to say. Did any of us see anything suspicious on their way over here? We all looked at one another, but no one replied. I guess that's all the knowledge we have. I heard Candy grumbling in the corner. She seems distressed. Alright, you know what time it is. Oh my god, really? Oh my gosh, we're really jumping into this class trial. It's time for the class trial. I hope you have enough ammunition to shoot down the culprit. If not, then I guess you're all out of luck. Then there's an elevator in the main foyer which will cruise you all down to the special class trial courtroom. If everyone isn't in the elevator in 10 minutes, I'll end this shindig for you once and for all and flood this place with some delicious toxic gas. You don't want your lives to end before you even had a chance to defend yourselves, right? Okay. Alright guys, it's gonna be our first class trial then. The group shifted around anxiously. Well, what are we waiting for? Ash took the first strides out of the room, but without giving Pandora one last somber look from the doorway. But not without. Forte picked up Say, who was still unconscious, and followed suit. One by one we filtered out of the spa lounge, down the stairs, to the elevator at the far back wall of the main foyer. We all stepped into the large elevator and began the dark descent into the supposed courtroom. Silently we stood. The elevator rumbled downward into the unknown for what felt like an eternity. I had a lump in my throat from the anxiety, the fear, the sadness. My stomach was in a knot. My head felt dizzy. My heart ached. We scoured the spa lounge for clues, but ultimately we came out with 2 pieces of evidence. One of which was already stated simply in the victim report. The other clue was my speculated existence of a secret note that only few knew of. Nervous is an understatement. I was completely distraught and lost. Why? I feel like she might have asked Cyrus, and then that was his cue to kill her. The doors opened and revealed a large circular room. In the center was a number of what looked to be stands with initials on the floor. The walls were non-existent. They were decorated pillars with red outlines, the foundation of the wall. The space between the pillars was occupied by a window, and the sky moving behind it. Just where were we? Take your places, everyone! The stands have been outfitted with your initials, so take a gander and find your place! The announcement was much more imposing in the courtroom, echoing through the domed chamber, as if it were rushing us to the stand. We all found our places and stood in silence. At the stands we were placed in a circular fashion. Our faces, our emotions were exposed to each other. The atmosphere, thick with anxiety, was palpable and crushing. I could feel my heavy heart pounding in my head. My palms were sweaty, yet I could feel a dreadful, eerie chill go up my spine. I tried to be strong, but my knees were weak. We were here because of an unmistakable fact. One of us killed her. Pandora Esper, the ultimate baker. A gentle and caring person who wanted nothing more than to share her good food, her good spirit, and delectable treats with the world. There was a culprit among us. And the only thing that kept me from standing firm was the drive to figure out who heartlessly ended her life. I feel like it might be the ultimate charisma. Actually, more than Sei. Sei might have picked it up after something happened. A light began to flicker weakly at one of the stands between Ashley and I. Whatever grim face represented Pandora. The flickering became more consistent. I could barely make out a shape in the light. Oh, something like a strange person was forming. Welcome to the courtroom. Who are you? What is that? Who am I? What is this? Those questions don't matter too much. All I need you to know is, I'm your lovely judge for today's trial. You may call me Zero. The hologram of a person named Zero formed, giving a face to the killing game announcer voice. Class trial. Alright. Alright, y'all. It's time. We're gonna start this class trial. Without further ado, I take it you all know why you're here. I'm still giving him that voice. That's like Monokuma. I don't care if he's a human. Jeez, y'all are a quiet bunch, aren't you? You're all here to suss out who done it. In other words, you're all on trial to figure out who the culprit of this heinous crime is. The rules are as follows. Discuss, discover, and determine the culprit among you. Determine your vote incorrectly, and the entire class is executed, with the culprit alone able to walk free. Determine the vote correctly, and the culprit alone will receive proper retribution and perish at your hands. With that out of the way, get to talking. Who exactly are you? Oh, you want to talk about me? Too bad. It's not relevant to the case. Talk about the murder. Oh my god. What? No one wants to talk? That's unfortunate. If none of you start talking, you're all default to having lost the trial, and you'll all be executed. You don't want that, do you? On the other hand, it makes my life easier. I don't have to listen to bad deductions. On the other hand, I'd be terribly bored if this game didn't go past the first chapter. What the hell is this guy saying? Everyone, please, we need to discuss who could have possibly done this. As trifling and irrelevant something as maybe, if you have concerns about this case, speak up. Can I talk? It's scary. Say, you're awake. Are you alright? Say, please don't push yourself. Yes, thank you. I heard a little bit from defaulting to losing the class trial. If he wants us to talk, I'll talk. I'll talk about how scared I am. I just want to go home. I can't get used to anything around here. I don't know any of you people, and then someone gets killed. Ugh. Say, I understand it's difficult, but discussing our friend's death is necessary to ensure we don't find the similar fate ourselves. At the very least, we can remember our last moments with her. That Zero is right. We don't want to go down without a fight, right? Why don't we begin with Pandora's last known whereabouts? Well then, I suppose I shall start. I saw her when last I saw her we were having breakfast. Bart, Echo, Missy, Pandora, and I were all in the dining hall from 7:30 to 10 a.m. After that, the brute broke off, and I went to around the mansion with Echo to talk about the other students before we went to breakfast. Yes, we were together and ran around until... Was it 3? Four? 4 p.m. was when it started, right? Okay, until 3 p.m. Yeah. Okay. I saw some time on the mansion foyer kiosk. When we were touring the mansion, I met a handful of people, but no one else. Those people were Sei, Cannon, Forte, and Lyle. So the window time where no one saw Pandora last, is that correct? That window being 10 a.m. to approximately 4 p.m. Can anyone else provide their whereabouts in the approximate time frame? I was in the city for a good portion of the afternoon. I was in my room. Wait. Ashley. We asked Pandora to talk to Ashley. I wasn't in one place. I was investigating the mansion. I was in my room too. I was in the theater. I was in my room for a while and in the foyer until 4 p.m. It looks like no one has a particularly strong alibi except for Art and Echo, who can vouch for each other until 3 p.m. What do you mean? It means that not many of us were seen together in an extended period of time. Therefore, anyone could have gone and set up some sort of trap to get rid of Pandora. So we're all suspicious? It's difficult to narrow down who is potentially suspicious. Let's calm down and think thoroughly. Why don't we move the topic towards the force motive question? The question, along with the other motivation music, was provided to push someone to commit crime. We had to figure out about the question that would have caused such distress. The force motive question. A small group of us talked about it briefly this morning over breakfast, but ultimately we couldn't figure out the purpose of the question. Why don't we discuss the purpose now that everyone is present? The purpose of the force motive question. What could it be? I think it can glean some information about others' speculative statements. How could a simple question make us do something extreme as in someone's life? This morning we speculated that it only create a greater bond between us. Would be inclined to agree that we would do so, but it's also possible that it's tactic used to instill distrust and cause discord. Okay. End someone's life. I feel like its intention was to instill distrust. Okay. What do you mean by distrust, Ash? If no one wants to talk about such an unassuming topic, their resistance should be highly suspect, right? But just because someone's talent is public knowledge, it doesn't necessarily mean the source of the skill should be as well. Perhaps some ultimate students' talents don't align with their personality as you'd expect. I'm thinking something like a shy actor. Someone like you is sociable since their talent involves being in front of a large number of people. It doesn't mean that someone who likes acting likes being around people. Besides, you kept your talent unknown to me for whatever reason. Oh, what happened? Go back. What's happening? Okay. It's just, I don't believe it's something that needs to be mentioned. The same logic can be applied to the talent source, right? It's not necessarily... I suppose so. It's not that someone was being suspicious if they didn't want to talk about it. Rather, they don't feel their personality is relevant to connect the two things, their personality and their talent. Discussion progress. So we're to be looking at ultimate student's talent as an ends justifies the means product. Mean justifies what? The ends justifies the means, which a result is deemed so important that any method, morally good or bad, may be used to achieve it. Also, anybody in the chat, if you have any idea who this might be, feel free to put down your ideas and speculation. I am excited to hear what you think. Right now, I'm like jumping between. I'm more sussing Cyrus still because he was in the climbing gym and somebody suspected a rope. Okay. In this case, I believe Echo is saying is regardless how someone achieves such advanced talent or whatever the person is like behind it is meaningless in the grand scheme of having an ultimate title. After all, didn't we all sign up for the preservation project knowing full well that we needed to bear an ultimate title? An ultimate title, a precariously valuable title that someone receives for super excelling in their field of expertise. What does this possibly have to do with Pandora getting killed? There's no way one was like jealous of her talent or something, was there? We we all were strangers before meeting in this scary place anyway. I fully want to believe. I want to believe that we all got along well with her. I don't doubt she had any issues with anyone here. Nah, someone has gotta hate her. What? What? I'm bored. You aren't talking about anything interesting, so I thought I'd throw you all a bone to get a ball rolling faster. He's totally sussing Cyrus. Not one single person is going to be loved by everyone. It's just not possible. How could you say that? She did nothing but be kind to everyone. Pandora. See, everybody's thinking about Pandora, but I don't think they're real. I think it's Cyrus. I 100% think it's Cyrus. Pandora only ever wanted to share good food with good friends. Yeah, she always worked tirelessly to bring everyone together with her delicacies. Blah. Oh good, show everyone. You're all such great actors. I guess it's been fun watching, but this discussion isn't really going anywhere. Oh. I'll just put an end to this now. This case, this trial, it's an elaborate ARG scheme. Lyle. It's all an act. The reason why there's so few clues is just to save resources. Imagine if they had used a bunch of fake blood to create the scene. Ugh, someone has to clean it up. Lyle, what are you talking about? Pandora isn't dead. She can't be. Nothing adds up. If you want me to keep playing, I'll say this. Think about who was on the scene first. If I recall correctly, it was Echo, wasn't it? Yeah, I saw her body first, and I called for help, which is Pandora and the Cannon arrives shortly after. Okay, easy. The culprit is one of you three. Yup. What? On what grounds can you speculate that? Pandora supposed the time of death was 4:05, right? I'll set the scene. We're all just minding our own business in the mansion, not knowing what's to come. Soon, nasty music starts playing, and one of you three begin to get stressed out and strangle the first person you see. How else can we narrow down the culprit? It has to be someone who's near the scene after 4 p.m. And that person couldn't have gone far after escaping the crime scene. In my opinion, motivation was to kill all stress from music is a kind of shoddy writing, but at least there was an attempt. Lyle keeps going about the killing game being an ARG. Doesn't that mean everyone's alibis from earlier don't amount to anything? Bingo. I believe you all sketched your whereabouts approximately up to 3 p.m. latest, but no one said anything from then to 4 p.m. when the music started. So where were we all around the time of 4 p.m.? Okay. Okay, I'm 100% thinking it's Cyrus now. Okay, if we all follow through with loud speculation, we might glean some information that will help us. After hanging with Lyle into the atrium, the music was blasting in there. Missy met up with me in the theater after the music started. I thought Fortune and I could go backstage to control the sound system, but our attempts were futile. I was in my room, hiding under the covers. I told you I was in the foyer leading up to the music. I was in the jazz club. Yep, there we go. Why did you leave the door open in the first place? I left the door open just in case someone wanted to join me. That's it? Is that reasoning so unbelievable? No. Okay, I guess it wasn't him for this time. Okay, I was gleaning some information. Okay, that was my bad. That was my bad, y'all. Atrium. Theater. Okay, went to the atrium. Gosh, I can't figure out who it is. The theater. Because Missy and Forte can corroborate that. Jazz club? Oh my god, you're right! The jazz club is soundproof! That's right. When I attempted to play the cello yesterday, you and Cyrus were just outside the jazz club in the hallway. Neither of you seemed to have any reaction to what came out shortly after. That means Lyle is exempt from hearing the motivational music. It's an awfully precarious situation you put yourself in, Lyle. How did you know about the motivational music if you didn't hear it? The kiosks. Remember, they translate the sound of the text, but this time I only saw a message. Something like preserving the atmosphere of the room. 0. What's up? You were the judge of the trial, but you're the announcement operator outside these walls. I assume you can assist with something clerical like this. Can you tell us what the kiosk message said in specific? Your current room is a special room that blocks out all sound to preserve the atmosphere of the room. Please enjoy to your heart's content. I didn't write that, by the way. So you're saying we could have avoided the noise entirely? Isn't that too convenient? Well, wait a minute, in this case, what if Lyle was the one who killed Pandora? What, didn't I just say that it was the music that would have provoked someone to kill her? If I was in the jazz club, I wouldn't have heard it, and I wouldn't have felt the motivation. No, you could have killed her in the jazz club and moved her body to the spa lounge. Oh, interesting. That would explain the lack of clues in the spa lounge. This is troublesome. Did any of us investigate the jazz club afterwards? No, I was so shocked seeing the body I didn't even think about looking elsewhere. I think we were all just as astonished as soon as we heard the body discovery chime. So perhaps Wilde counted on that fact and didn't kill her in the jazz club. He didn't have an alibi for a large portion of the afternoon anyway. Something like scouring the mansion for clues, he could have spent the whole day unsupervised plotting the terrible thing that ended Pandora's life. Yeah, he's the ultimate puzzle master, so he could have set up something so elaborate that... Oh my god, Say, you're also pretty sus. Say, you have no room to be talking, you're also pretty sus. Okay. Yeah, he's the ultimate puzzle master, so he could have set up something so elaborate that it left no regularly visible clues behind. Oh my. It seems that Say and Forte have come to their own theory. But is this a line of thought we should go down? No. I don't think it is. I really think it's Cyrus. There's no way Lyle could have killed her and then moved the body. What? That's because someone would have seen him do that. Yes, I would have seen Lyle move the body if that were the case. But remember, I left the climbing center's door open. The climbing center is located between the spa lounge and the jazz club. By the recorded time of the killing, the music would have been playing by then, and I was only climbing, not with the din distracting me. Then what else could have happened? Good lord, you were also bad at this. What? I'll tell you all for certain that nothing happened in the jazz club. Huh? Oh my gosh, Say, you're really acting sus right now. I'm telling you all this because you're just awful at this whole class trial thing. Jeez, I guess what happens, there's no ultimate detective around, huh? And your ultimate photographer's so quiet, she's all but dropped dead at this point. Alright, since there's clearly going nowhere, this is the last clue I'm gonna toss in. Talk about that shifty note. That's the voice of the people at home yelling at the screen, begging you guys to move the conversation along. Geez, you're all so useless. But you look like you noticed something peculiar when I mentioned the note. Maybe you should press that person. Or rather, you ought to press that person unless you want me to destroy this whole point. Don't test me. Come on. You want everyone to die without giving the trial your best shot, do you? Talk about something else, anything else, but stop avoiding Pandora's dead body. Like, are there any even trying to save yourselves? The courtroom fell silent. It seems we all neglected the gravity of the situation. It's just... nothing felt real. Pandora's death, her body hardly showing any signs of injury. It was like she was asleep. And it's as if we all wanted to avoid the reality of the topic at hand, which was that someone killed our friend. We all kept dodging and darting around the main issue. Yes, as painful as it is, we must discuss the murder. It may seem hopeless at the moment since we don't have much information to work with, but clues will reveal themselves as we bring about certain topics to light. So, don't hold your tongue. We must do this to save ourselves. Then, I'll start with her cause of death. According to the Monica file, it was strangulation. Can we identify what she was strangled with? Just what was Pandora strangled with? Can we eliminate any possibilities? I was thinking it might have been a rope from the climbing center, but the culprit used their own hands. Let's narrow down our thoughts and eliminate things that would be unlikely. What in the spa lounge could be used? If it was in the spa lounge, we would have noticed it. A rope is a common tool in things like this. Hang on a second. Oh! Just strangulation. Is that right? Sorry. I didn't really get a good look at the body. It was difficult to look at, but her neck was red from stress. Okay, it might just be their own hands. Get the bad thought of someone using their bare hands to do this. Wait, Missy. Oh my gosh, it was something in the spa lounge. What? But there was nothing in the spa lounge. There was nothing in the spa lounge. I don't know what they're talking about. So he was in the spa lounge. Gosh, I'm not doing well now. What's in the spa lounge? Think back to what was in the spa lounge. What if anything could be used? A towel? Could it be? Echo, are you onto something? I think so, because I recall seeing something that might answer our question. Okay. I believe the culprit might use a towel to strangle her. It's an unassuming object, isn't it? Of course, there isn't going to be any towels in the spa lounge. Of course, there are going to be towels in the spa lounge. So the culprit took advantage of the location and utilized the tools available. The tool being the very towel she was resting her head on. Then they must have strangled her by wrapping the towel around her neck and pulling until she stopped struggling. Until she stopped struggling and breathing altogether. It would explain the lack of fingernails dug in, as well as why I didn't see anyone near the climbing center. It might just be conjecture, but that's the best thing we have so far. But there's something bothering me, if I may. What I don't get is, why was Pandora seemingly so relaxed in the spa? She was reclined there, and there weren't any signs of struggle in the whole room. There was that obnoxious music playing in the spa too, so I doubt she would have stayed. Huh? The music in the spa was different. More importantly, Echo, did you bonk your head or something? The spa lounge is soundproof too. Huh? Then what did I hear in the spa? I don't know, nice calming spa music. Harps, gentle piano stuff, the usual musical stuff in the spa lounge. Spa music? But there was some kind of annoying noise in the spa when I went in. Musa? What's Musa? It's musical disorder in which one's brain has trouble processing pitch. For the most part, some people are afflicted would describe music as just noise. It's often described as difficult to tolerate at worst, but in certain countries where languages rely on pitch, it's highly detrimental. Huh, never come across any sort of issue like that. Ah! That explains why you couldn't even hold a note when you tried to play the cello. You probably didn't even realize it. But relevance did that have the trial? If the spa lounge was soundproof, and the motivational music was playing throughout the rest of the mansion, what did you hear inside, assuming you closed the door behind you? It just must have been spa music, right? Huh? In that case, wouldn't Pandora have been completely relaxed and unaware of the motivational music when it started at 4 p.m.? Zero, I noticed in your kiosk message you didn't specify which room was soundproof. It simply said your current room is a special room. Is it accurate? I said I didn't write that! But I guess I did say that, didn't I? Alright, all the second floor rooms are soundproof. Happy? All the second floor rooms? Well, not the atrium, but it's more of a giant hall than a room. I must not have known. I left the climbing center. Oh, it's fucking Cyrus! Oh, it's Cyrus! I must not have known. I left the climbing center doors open. So it's not just the jazz club. Not that the jazz club alone was soundproof because the people performing there. Now, yes, we did it. It's Cyrus, 100%. It's Cyrus. Oh, we got it. We got him. Now it has been revealed that Pandora was willingly in the spa lounge, relaxing with a sort of calming music playing, presumably before the motivational music began. And even when it did, she would have been unaware due to the soundproof quality of the spa lounge. Just a minute. That means the motivational music had nothing to do with provoking someone to kill her. What? Echo. You don't provoke the person, don't you? You've had this look on this face since this afternoon. It's the note, isn't it? You've seen it before I brought it up with you in art. Finally! Talking about the note. I've seen it before. Pandora showed it to me last night. Pandora? But how did she see it? Lyle said it was the announcer's special gift from this morning. I lied about that. There was no special gift. If someone did show up, I was just going to call them a chump personally. What is this note you were talking about? This note, it was a note to be kept in secrecy. It said if you recognize one of the symbols depicted, then you finally found me and are safe. Please don't speak of this note's existence. Trust no one but yourself. It had 2 emblems on it, as the note references. I saw one of the emblems in the wet shred of paper in the spa pool. Pandora was in possession of such a dangerous, suspicious thing. The culprit must have saw that she had a note on hand and threw it in the pool to destroy it. They were probably fearful of the implications of the recipient being protected from the danger of the killing game. They probably thought that whoever was in possession of the note might be linked to the game itself. Then it wouldn't be the culprit who was. Then wouldn't the culprit be one of the few who knew of the note's existence? That's right. She reacted when Zero first mentioned it. Say. You reacted when the Zero mentioned the note earlier. Have you seen the note before? I don't think it's Say. I think it's 100% Cyrus. I have never seen it. I see. If the HM special gift was a lie, then what's with the secret opening in the pantry earlier this afternoon? I imagine Pandora herself must have left it in there, seeing as she was utilizing the ingredients from the pantry to make breakfast this morning. She just left it there? Then why was a similar note in the spa's pool? She had left it out of her sight if it's supposedly a note to be kept in secrecy. Wait a minute. Then there are 2 notes? But we still know whose notes came from where the notes came from in the first place. None of the random details are making any sense. I'm also having a hard time sorting out relevant information. Indeed, it's becoming difficult to define what the truth is. What happened, when, and why things are as they are. Why can't we lay down the timeline of events? We can clear heads and straighten out things of everything. Timeline of events. I think that could help. Perhaps you'll take events back last night. The note seemed to be the biggest complication. 10 a.m. 10 p.m. That's it. It's at 10 p.m. because the lights started to dim during our conversation, indicating the start of nighttime. The following morning, which was this morning, we can assume Pandora must have been up earlier than everyone else and began preparing breakfast for us. 7:30? Oh, we had breakfast at 9. Sorry, that's my bad. That's right. The force motive question announcement rang at 9 a.m. We briefly touched on the topic, but ultimately didn't feel any motivation to conduct any sort of killing. Likely to the target of the announcer. Afterwards, I had planned to go back to my room, but Art stopped me and went around asking other students about the question. We were up until about 3 p.m. That's it. But just before 3 p.m., Art and I ran into Lyle as he was going into his room. Talked to him a little about a question, but he had little to say about the matter. Lyle then showed us that he disarmed the electrocuting door trap. He also brought to our attention the secret note, the same note that Pandora had the night before. Lyle claimed that someone had left the note in the pantry. Didn't Say have it? That's right. I saw in the pantry before him was Say. Yes. Lyle claims he saw Say scurry from the second floor atrium to the pantry and back out again. After Lyle showed us the disarmed door and the secret note, Art and Lyle went off on their own and went to study at 3 p.m. While I was in the study, another announcement rang and started playing some sort of jarring motivational music that once again attempted to start the killing. Motivational music began at 4 p.m. That's right. I recall the announcer saying the time. I ran out of the study in the panic, trying to find any of the other students. From the atrium, I saw a shadowy figure at the top of the stairs and followed it, which led me to discover the Pandora's body. It's strange. I can't seem to add anything up, or perhaps there's another unforeseen force factored in that contributed to Pandora being killed. Is there anything? Yes, there has to be something. I try to narrow down where this weak point is. I thought about the scenario from the starting point of when the note was revealed, since it was the topic of contention. Perhaps I ought to think backwards from Pandora's death to see if there are any holes. Yes, Pandora was killed in the spa lounge. Yes. Relaxed. False. She did not hear the motivational music. Calming, serene music. Wait a minute. Why was Pandora seemingly so relaxed in the spa? She was reclined, and there were any signs of struggle in the whole room. There was that obnoxious music playing in the spa too, so I doubt she would have stayed. Huh? The music in the spa was different. More importantly, I could just bonk your head or something. The spa lounge is soundproof too. Huh? Then what did I hear in the spa? I don't know, nice calming spa music. Missing? Who was it? What? Say? Oh my gosh, I'm just gonna go through everybody. Lyle? Cannon? Forte? Art? Before the motivational music. By that logic, the couple must have shared the room with the victim. And then... Really? Everyone, I think I have the full picture. What was with you? You were totally spaced out for a second. Be quiet, you. Oh, yes, ma'am. Echo, was there something we were missing? Apparently, my being unable to differentiate the music between the spa and the rest of the mansion. I didn't know the music was different in the spa lounge, therefore I couldn't understand why Pandora had been so relaxed in that room. But as we discussed and discovered, all the second floor rooms are soundproof from the outside when the door was closed. And someone said something strange. They mentioned the music was different, and that's what turned the conversation on to me discovering I had a musa in the first place. How could that person have known music was different before the motivational music? Art. Why did you kill Pandora? Art? Will you not defend yourself? Art, you do not have anything to say for yourself. Art, I can't believe this. It's only a shred of conjecture, but it's the only piece that fits. Put a time limit after Art and I separated for the afternoon from 3 p.m. We can assume that the even smaller window between Art and Lyle separating afterwards was when Art conducted the murder, just before the motivational music. What? We're just gonna go with that tiny, impossible statement? Art, buddy, you have to defend yourself. Don't let them tell you what's what. He has an alibi anyway. He was with me until 4 p.m. Lyle, don't lie. He can't have been the jazz club in you. Art must have known the spa lounge was soundproof. The shadow I saw at the top of the stairs. Must have been him fleeing the spa lounge towards the atrium. He must have thought about the atrium would be soundproof too, since the non-specific message appeared on the spa lounge kiosk. Grr! Lyle, please unravel the events in your head. Even though this is all speculative, I want nothing more than to believe that this is the only ammunition we have. Art, we're your friends. How could you have done this? Arturo, please tell us we're wrong. Arturo, that name disgusts me. Echo. You remember what I told you when I asked me about the force motive question, don't you? You've never expanded your interests outside of golf. Yeah, it's because they've never let me. You all don't know. You don't know the influence of an ultimate golfer. All day I sit around the sun listening to scumbags pitch false interest and crummy business ideas to each other. Hours of corporate deception and backscratching. I hate golf. They made me hate golf. When I went to the spa lounge after hanging out with Lyle, I met Pandora. I was so preoccupied with my thoughts. The FMQ, the note. I didn't even see her until I sat down right next to her. She showed me a different note. It had symbols from the other note, but different words. I can't even remember what it said. She said it was something about wanting to reach out to whoever was also aware of the two symbols on it. She said she had found them. Of course you'd be afraid if she said something like that, right? I kept thinking she was involved in this killing game thing, but she was calm. She spoke so softly and calmly. Then Pandora asked me the forced motive question again. I told her I hated golf. It was everything to me when I was younger, but now it was a pain. She just smiled. That smile. She thought I was gifted being able to control the club and all that nonsense. She spoke to me, her voice barely a whisper above a silvery harp music. Art, may I ask you something? Huh? I believe I heard about your influencing the merger between yours and Lyle's schools, am I correct? Yeah. That's such an amazing accomplishment. I can only wish to achieve something as grand as that. But I believe all of us have the ability to induce beneficial change like that, if we're given the opportunity. Ultimate students, we have the power of passion and influence in our hands. I hope we all use it for the good of the future. And at that point, she had fallen asleep. Power of passion? You've got to be kidding me! I loved golf as a kid. I played all the time with my grandfather before he passed away. He told me I'd be the perfect golfer, and I clung onto that idea. As I got older, my skill gained enough interesting traction. I was taken in by some company who took care of me. They gave me 3 square meals, a comfortable place to live, but the cost of imprisonment. You have to play golf like you always do, they said. I did. I played golf, every golf game perfectly. Every stroke, every read. Eventually, I honed my skills enough to hit a hole-in-one no matter what. It was exhausting. But I can't enjoy golf anymore. I get dragged onto the green, kicking and cursing. Those people laugh, live their luxurious lives, and they talk business, and they talk about what good show I put on. In the beginning, I would hit the green, hit the hole-in-one, and get out. I played short games and no one would ever care to watch. I ace it and they love it. I whiff it and they eat it up. At that point, they didn't care what I did. It was their business entertainment. I was just a tool. They flaunted my skill. My title is the ultimate golfer. It was all show business and nothing more. How could I shun the stability of a roof over my head? I thought escaping to the preservation project would finally free me from that cage. I thought I could finally relax. I thought my grandfather would be proud. Before I knew it, everything happened in slow motion. It was like my body had moved on its own. My mind was screaming, demanding my arms to end whatever charade she was putting on. She's the puzzle master. She's the puzzle master. Stop her now. My vision narrowed onto the towel that was on her shoulders. Everything was red. I felt a burning in my face I never felt before. She gasped, waking in shock, and struggled for a moment, but eventually... I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lyle. I was just having fun with you earlier. Huh? My good-for-nothing talent made me despise golf. I've never had fun with it, since people discovered they could use me for their business ideas, for their business deals. Running around with you, figuring out a big puzzle, was the most genuine fun I've had in a while. Thanks, Lyle. What the? You can't do this! This isn't real! This is part of the fake game, right? You didn't kill anyone. You're an actor! Tell me you're an actor! Art, tell me this isn't real! It was painful. Like all of us, Lyle was struggling to come to terms with the fact that a fellow classmate had just killed another. Lyle. Is this... The truth. We have a shred of evidence to go with the confession. I don't know if I can pull out the culprit based on such little proof. Missy, you want to keep discussing, even after that pitiful confession? I can't accept it. I'm able to have my doubts, am I not? Doubting is the one thing keeping me from fully realizing the weight of a lofty, impossible to swallow truth. If I can doubt, I can still cling to the possibility of Art not committing such a horrible crime. Missy, you're deluding yourself with false hope. Just like the unfortunately cloudy-minded Lyle. It's not sustainable to avoid the truth. There's no need for doubt. Oda-san? I have definitive proof. Cannon! It was small, but it was unmistakable. Art's hat and hair stood out the backdrop of warm colors. And I was in the photograph as well, like a second before turning around and seeing the shadow flee the atrium. Ha ha! What the heck is this? Cannon sure is a weird photographer. No way. There, does that settle your doubt, Missy? But why did you wait to reveal such damning evidence? You think I want his blood on my hands? If I presented this photograph, we'd know for certain thanks to me. Because I'm always unlucky enough to be in the wrong place at the right time. I don't want to bear that weight on my consciousness. I know it's selfish, but... Then, I suppose it's settled. There's no room for doubt. So, I guess you're all done talking and whatever. In that case, it's voting time. What? I was like, what's going on? This is such a weird... It's actually her. No! No! Art! It can't be Art. You did it! Despite all the detours in the conversation, you finally arrived at your destination. That destination being Art's execution. I liked Art too. He was such a great guy. Art's execution? Well, yeah, eye for an eye, right? He was caught. And it was stated clearly in the rules. To expedite the process towards the ultimate prize, one must kill a fellow student without getting caught. It's bizarre, but if it weren't for Echo's conveniently unfortunate musical disorder and Cannon's terrible luck pulling her witness to him, R might have gotten away. Do you think anything to say for yourself, Arturo Campopiano? This is what the Preservation Project wanted, isn't it? To kill and live on, to prove your strength above all other ultimates. Why, you think you're gonna live on? You clearly don't have an emotional constitution to carry the people's future. No. You let your fears and anxieties eat at you until you broke. Stop. Why, I'm shocked Pandora didn't live. Please. She lost to you. A weak, vulnerable, pathetic. I couldn't bear to hear anymore. That's enough. A silvery voice rose from somewhere in the room. That voice it was. The other announcer. The other announcer's hologram appeared in the stand of stage right. Zero, stop this at once. Oh, you. These students revealed the culprit. Is that not enough? Fine, I guess it's enough pestering. His face is just so rich with despair, you couldn't help it. Stop this. Fine, fine. I'll get on with it. Goodbye, Arturo Campopiano, the ultimate golfer. Your execution awaits, so it goes. Zero's hologram warped out and a huge rumbling sound tore through the room. Something was coming. Alright, y'all, we're about to watch the execution. No, we're not. The courtroom shook violently as we all struggled to keep our footing. The golfer came shrieking out of the hole behind the curtains and screeched the courtroom, making one revolution around the circular stand before stopping at Art's stand. Mechanical arms erupted from the golf cart, immobilizing Art and slamming him into the golf cart seats. The golf cart veered back towards the hole behind the curtains, towards a large projection of a camera of the cart being projected onto the ceiling of the courtroom. There we saw Art get carelessly thrown face down into a golf bunker of what appeared to be a giant miniature golf course. The miniature golf course was decorated with an enormous windmill and bear statue. Art rose and coughed up the sand in a daze. Behind him, the statue came to life, slowly raising the golf club behind its head. Before Art could see what was coming, the bear swung. Crunch. Arturo Compapiano has been executed by extreme hazard. Wah, it's hilarious. He hated golf, but little do you know all those business deals he sat in on. Those were the ones that brought in funding for the preservation project, the very thing he wanted to escape to. He thought he could fly away, but it turns out his influence was inescapable. Life sure is cruel, isn't it? It was beyond horrifying. The disgusting display, mocking Art's ultimate title, ended his life. He hated his talent, and in his last moments, it was all he saw. We all stood completely and utterly shocked. No one said a word. No one moved a muscle. An unmistakable sinking feeling froze us over. Despair. In return for entertaining me, how about I answer one question that's been drilling one of your minds? Where are we? This isn't the preservation project at all, is it? Oh, I said one question only. Our beloved courtroom resides in the Monokuma superstructure. Remember those earthquakes? Those aren't going to bother us thanks to civil engineering. Haha, I hope this satisfied your curiosity. Zero. That silvery voice spoke once more. You are the Reaper of Despair. Whatever you do ends in futility. It provides no benefit to anyone. Except you and your horrible Schadenfreude. But little do you know, hope will always prevail. I escaped your traps briefly to reveal important information. But this is a sliver of light, but I know you will not prevail after this. The student Echo Pine. Huh? You've received the title of Ultimate Memory. Memory? What? Useless! What kind of ultimate talent that conceals all his information in their dumb skull? Not even ultimate analytical prowess like that one pathetic girl. Come on, Eve, you've really given up on trying, haven't you? You think that you will give these people hope? In P6, your queen is in trouble. I have little information neither you nor your student will like. Cyrus Suk, there's someone to be wary of. He isn't who he says he is. Ultimate charisma? What a terrible cover talent. You're all truly clues if you believe that. Zero, you meddled enough. What, and you haven't? Whatever, I'm closing this courtroom now, so these losers can marinate into their spare for the night. But tomorrow, we'll get it going again. Zero. Shut up, I'm tired of hearing you say my name, Eve. You will never win. With that odd display, the two holograms cut out. Shutters dropped down from the top of the windows, drowning us in the dim light of the courtroom. What? What just happened? I was on the verge of tears. My whole body shook violently. So much has happened. There was a weight at the bottom of my heart dragging my whole body down. I felt like my head was going to split. Getting trapped in a strange luxury mansion where I seemingly didn't belong. Another group of students skilled with so-called ultimate talent. And wrapped in the class trial where we had to investigate someone killing someone else. How could this be? Why? 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 I want to go to bed. For a long time. Before I knew it, my limp body dove to the floor and I kneeled over. My heavy eyes closed warily and I allowed myself to sink into the velvety darkness. 8 students remain. Chapter 1 end. Alright, everybody. So it looks like we are done. So, okay. So, I hope you all did enjoy this stream. I'm probably gonna come back tomorrow, or yeah, sometime tomorrow maybe, with the second chapter, or if not, because I'll be going out of town for Thanksgiving, probably later on. And also, don't forget, we will be getting a video probably tomorrow. I'm gonna finish editing the video that was meant to go out on Sunday. But as always, guys, my name is PDZAnimenerd, and I will catch you all later. Bye bye.